Kurdish Genocide. Do you know about Kurdish genocide?
The Kurds are scattered over Iran, Iraq, Syria and Turkey in land covering 500,000 square kilometres. They're estimated to be between 25 and 35 million, with 14 million in Turkey, 6 million in Iran, nearly 5 million in Iraq and 2 million in Syria. Mainly Sunni Muslim, their origins are Indo-European and their claim for a homeland dates back to 1695. They live in mountainous regions and have kept their language, culture and tribal system. Their long-standing wish for a homeland has resulted in a history of discrimination and slaughter. The Kurds have been seen as a threat by all 4 countries. The only Kurdish region with autonomous status is in Iraq since 1991. There's been an upsurge of violence since 2014, triggered by the rise of the jihadist movement known as Islamic State. Kurdish fighters in both Iraq and Syria have resisted jihadists in bloody battles, making them an effective barrier against the radical Islamist threat. In 2013, the banned Kurdistan Workers' Party, known as the PKK, declared a ceasefire to assist peace talks aimed at finding a final settlement to end the decades-long separatist war. But in July 2015, Turkey began bombing positions of Kurdish rebels in Iraq and Turkey, arguing that the outlawed group had stopped observing the ceasefire.
Furthermore explanation.
The Kurdish Genocide, also known as the Al-Anfal Campaign, was a series of brutal attacks by the Iraqi government under Saddam Hussein between 1986 and 1989, targeting the Kurdish population in northern Iraq. Led by Ali Hassan al-Majid, Chemical Ali, the campaign aimed to crush Kurdish resistance and involved the use of chemical weapons, mass executions, and village destruction. The most notorious incident was the Halabja chemical attack in 1988, killing around 5,000 civilians. Overall, the genocide resulted in the deaths of up to 182,000 Kurds and widespread displacement, driven by Iraq's desire to eliminate Kurdish opposition during the Iran-Iraq War. Nations involved. Iraq directed the genocide to suppress Kurdish autonomy. Iran supported Kurdish rebels during the Iran-Iraq War, increasing Iraqi hostility. Turkey and Syria suppressed Kurdish nationalism within their borders to maintain control. 1945 After WWL Kurds are divided, Kurds of North Iraq sign among Turkey, Iraq, Iran, peace treaty with Iraq, and Syria. 1961 Kurds revolt creating KDP, Iraq quells revolt. This continues for some time. 1970 Kurds of North Iraq sign among Iraq, gained some self-rule. 1988 Iraq punishes Kurds for supporting Iran in war, slaughters thousands of civilians. 2003 Kurds help US and UK in defeating Saddam Hussein, for Kurds are elected to Iraqi Governing Council. The Anfal Campaign and the 8 stages of genocide. Kurds labeled as enemies and traitors by the Iraqi regime. Kurdish identity suppressed, derogatory terms used against them. Exclusion from political, economic, and social rights. Kurdish regions marginalized. Propaganda depicted Kurds as agents of Iran and subhuman. Military operations led by Ali Hassan al-Majid. Chemical weapons and mass killings planned. Kurdish leaders neutralized. Ethnic divides emphasized. Kurdish villages identified. Weapons and mass graves prepared. Mass killings, chemical attacks, e.g., Halabja, and destruction of over 4,000 villages.
أو خبرسانك أو تازة براكان مهالو خبرسانة
برا عمران نية ورا وقتين من بكباب الروينوا
لە دەستدانی کەسوکارەکەی بربەستی زۆری بۆ دروست کردووە. لە ساڵی 1970 دایک و باوکی پێی دەڵێن ئێمە لەگەڵ خوشکانت دەڕۆین و بەزووی دێینەوە. بۆیە هێشتا چاوەڕوانی گەڕانەوەیانە. 7 ساڵ لەمەوە پێش دەتوانێت تەسکەرە دەربێنێ و بڵێت من ناوم ڕەسمیەیە و تاقانەیەکی بەجێماوی ئەنفالم.
ويكو بمان يتركاتي كان هاتي اللبان أم الشارع قريتشاية تسليم بمان عن موت ما يوني ما يعني السجن كليان إلى أولى وت يعني سيما الروين ومن وتي تبرو باو من على قاوتي برو يتر سمتينو يتر أو الروين هاتو شون خفضنا أخوي أي شون يعني ميكي بيكز بيك زۆر ناخۆشە نەبرادمێنێ نەخۆیش نەدایک نەباوک ئێمە کەسمان نەماکشتمان لە دەستدا
کۆیەک
نەبوونی تەسکەرە ڕەسمیە لە خوێندن بێبەش دەکا
یەکسانە بەچەند دەستخۆش
هەرچی ئەرکی خوێندنی منداڵەکانیانە کەوتووەتە سەرشانی حەسەنی هاوسەری کە ئەویش دوو برای ئەنفالە
بسە دوانزە
باو خوێندەواریە کەمەی کە هەیەی دەبێ یەک بەیەکی منداڵان فێر بکە
سێ بە مەکتەب نەچوو هیچ ئەولیاتێکی نەوی نەجنسیە نەجنسی عێراق هیچ ئەولیاتێک هیچ ئەولیاتێکت نەوێ هیچ دایرێ وەرد ناگرێ تێگەیت هیچ ئەولیاتێکی نەوی لە بۆنەی ئەوە سەنە خوێنەواری هیچ خوێنەوارێکی نییە ئیتر ینی خۆم توانای ئەومە بتوانم لە ماڵەوە هاوکاریان بکەم يعني لا يزال أمانين وصف حوت وهشت نيش يعني أتوانا ماوكاريان بكم ماوكاريان كم لمالو بيانا خوانم يعني أو مكتبي خوم إسبادم لي كرد
کەم ماڵ هەیە لە گەرمیان کە سوکاری بەرشاڵاوی ئەنفال نەکەوتبێ کاریگەری ئەنفال لەگەڵەوەی لە ناخی تاکەکاندا ماوەتەوە لە هەمان کاتدا بربەستی زۆری لە پێش ژیانیان دروست کردووە دیار جەمال کوردستان 24 گەرمیان
We had a shelter. My father built a shelter in the house a year before because during the war, Iraq and Iran, most of the village, most of the houses of Halabja built shelter because many times Halabja bombarded by bomb during the war, and that's why many houses of they built shelter, including my family built a shelter in a garden house. At the night of 15th March, we went to the shelter. We took all our staffs and keep ourselves in the shelter just instead of Saddam Hussein do something against us. Around 11 or 11:30 between them, I don't know what time exactly, or I say 11:30. Iraqi plane, numbers of Iraqi plane came to Halabja sky. Then they start bombardment. We stayed in the shelter. After 1 or 2 hours bombarding, we feel tears dropping from our eyes, and we feel some smell, like a banana, like apple and garlic. Then we knew that's chemical bombardment. My father, my mother, all of us knew that because we know how Saddam Hussein had chemical bombardment, and we have experience that Saddam Hussein used in other villages. My older brother named Rebwar, he was 3 years older than me, ran out from the shelter. He said, I'm going to what's going on in our neighbor. It was exactly behind us. He went out. My mom, father, and other people shouted, don't go out, please, don't go, stay here, like that. But he was younger people. He likes to know what's going on. He went out. We waited for him to come back, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, not. We shouted, Rebwa, where you are? He no answer.
How the world reacted to the Kurdish genocide. Silence. During the 1980s, nations like the US and UK ignored the genocide, prioritizing Iraq as an ally against Iran and protecting oil interests. Action after 1991. After the Gulf War, a no-fly zone was created, and the Iraqi Kurdish Autonomous Region was established in 1992. Justice. The Anfal campaign was later declared genocide, and key figures like Ali Hassan al-Majid were prosecuted. Criticism. The delayed response showed how political interests often overshadow stopping atrocities.